A lot of people are willing to admit that they've been hurt, but very few are willing to admit that they did the hurting, especially if it's subconscious. Hi, my name is Kara K, and I used to be a narcissist. I'm admitting this because there are a lot of narcissists in the world who have no idea that they're narcissists, and the ones who do have a clue are definitely not about to admit that to you. But I am. Now first, what is a narcissist? A narcissist has an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. They have troubled relationships and lack of empathy for others. But that's just Google's definition. Narcissists are selfish, manipulative, liars, cheaters, cocky, demanding, arrogant, patronizing, insecure, controlling, disrespectful, and then I mention that they're in excessive need for attention. And boy, do they love to gaslight. Now, what is gaslighting? It's when they play the victim and make you feel crazy when you're not, and they act oblivious to their wrongdoing and create a whole toxic situation to mask the toxicity they have within. In other words, it's when someone is throwing fire at you with their words or their actions, and once you call them out about it or try to confront them about it, they'll flip it back on you as if you're the one who created the problem in the first place. Also, you'll be the blame for your own pain instead of them owning up to what they were doing. Gaslighting is a narcissist's favorite tool, and it was definitely mine, and I was a master at it, and I used my femininity to my advantage. But how did I know I was a narcissist? Well, it all started with me meeting the worst version of myself in the flesh. This person presented to me one way in the beginning. He was what I thought was my knight in shining armor, my way out, the person who's gonna help me get to where I wanna go. He presented himself to be my best friend, and y'all, I kid you not, it took me to lose everything, and being with him, that's exactly what happened. After we got together, we were living together, he, out of nowhere, just one day, just disappeared. When I mean he disappeared, I mean he disappeared. He left. He told me that he didn't love me anymore, and I need to figure out how I was getting home. Mind you, I'm in a whole nother state, okay? He was the one who got me there, but I had to figure out how I was getting back home. Now, I know that brings you to the question, well, Kara, what did you do? Kara didn't do anything. Kara didn't do anything. This man just changed out of nowhere, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Now, after he disappeared and I realized he wasn't coming back, he's just gone, I was in the shower and I was breaking down. I was crying so hard, and in that moment, feeling completely broken, I had to ask myself, how did I get here again? How did I end up in another failed relationship? How did I end up with another victim story? Like, how? And in that same moment, I had to decide if I was going to lie to myself and continue the cycle of being a victim, or if I was going to tell myself the truth and realize that I was the reason for my own heartbreak. And honestly, that's how I overcame narcissism, by simply just being honest with myself, finally. Now, don't get me wrong, deep down I always knew that I was conniving. There was a point in my life when I took pride in being mean, powerful, and controlling others while seeming innocent to those who didn't truly know me. You know, the nice and pretty popular girls in school who are also very mean. Yeah, that was me. However, I was able to convince myself that what I was doing to others could be justified by my victim story, or I'd simply just ignore my wrongdoing altogether and convince myself that I'm simply just being myself and they're the problem. And I was hurting no one. All of it was lies that I was telling myself. And that day in the bathroom, I had to tell myself the truth. I had to stop running because I realized in that moment that nobody caused my pain but me. Nobody was hurting me but me. Now, I spent 4 years in counseling due to trauma before I ever realized that I was a manipulative person. Now, after the breakdown in my bathroom, I realized that my counselor was trying to tell me multiple times that I was a narcissist. So one day she had me go home and look up the definition for control and power, because I clearly had this obsession with having control and power over boys, because that was all I talked about in our counseling sessions. Now I was able to look back at our sessions and see that what I was feeling was real, but I was never really in love with the boys that I claimed to be in love with. Now what I was in control, and the feeling I had was the obsession and power I had with them, and I called it love. Although I broke many hearts, they only broke my heart when they weren't falling in line with what I wanted them to do and the plans I had for us. See, I wasn't looking for a partner. I was looking for a puppet. I saw that I wouldn't go for anyone or let anyone come into my life who I couldn't manipulate. Here I was thinking I was just giving a regular guy a chance, and I was gonna mold him and shape him into the guy that I wanted him to be and the guy I know he can be, and I was just helping him be the best him he could possibly be. Right? Wrong. That was a fairy tale I was chasing and a lie that I convinced myself to believe. After realizing the hurt and pain I brought to multiple boys that I treated like toys because they didn't follow my agenda, made me feel like the monster I was, the monster I dated. That made me see that I was too a monster. Now, after being wide awake to my own foolery and having self-awareness of what I was doing, I had two choices to make. Either forgive myself, let go of my manipulative ways and become a better person, or just accept my foolery, claim this is who I am, and continue to do what I know and do best. Now, which one y'all think I chose? Hold on, I'll give you a second to think and decide. How dare you think that I chose to be an aware narcissist? I mean, I did, but only after I chose to be a better person. Now, if you thought that I chose to be a better person, thank you. You were right. But I did end up going back to my narcissistic ways. I did change after having my narcissism bite me in the ass 2 more times, even with the awareness that I had. So at this point, I decided that I was officially done. With this new self-awareness, I knew that this was the monster that I was, but I also knew that this was the same monster that was bringing all of this pain and toxicity into my life. At this moment, I had to make a choice to use the same awareness to become a better person. I got like this by being honest with myself, so I knew I had to start practicing being completely honest with not only myself, but with others as well. I had to forgive myself and officially remove my mask and face who I truly was and choose to be a better person. I had to practice with old friends and new friends and people I'd meet. I had to be aware to not have a hidden agenda, and I ended up developing somebody that I could be proud of. Now, I'm not perfect. I still deal with some things, but I'm at least aware of these things so I can continue to work on myself. Change, of course, doesn't happen overnight, but I am happy with the person I am today. And just like how I couldn't change anybody to be who I wanted them to be, no one else could change me to be a better me but me. I had to make a choice to walk up to that mirror, remove my mask, and see the truth. Now, if anything I said resonated with you, that's great. Face it. If it's pertaining to you or someone else, that's okay. It's time for you to walk up to the mirror, remove that mask, and see the truth. Now, if you're not ready, that's cool too. Just know that yourself is waiting for you. Now, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked my video, like my video, and please subscribe to my channel. But this was me admitting that I used to be a narcissist. Thank you again for watching. Peace. Just kidding. Peace.